Edwards will serve as the Director of Intergovernmental Affairs, and Cat Alante will serve as the Director of the Mayor's Office of Appointments. New Yorkers have entrusted us with a responsibility. They voted for an administration that will work every day to make our city affordable and safe, to make the work of government efficient and excellent. We can deliver on this promise, we will, but only if we have the brightest minds in this city leading these efforts. In Jamila Edwards, to my left, that's exactly what New Yorkers can expect. There are few leaders with records of as much sustained ambition and proven achievement as Jamila. She possesses a deep knowledge of city government, having worked for borough presidents, public advocates, and the Department of Education. And she has spent the last 11 years leading the work done by DC 37, the largest public employee union in New York City, of which there are a few members here today, an organization deeply involved in nearly every facet of city government, from parks to sanitation to schools to the library workers that are here with us today. DC 37 represents the New Yorkers who keep this city running. She hasn't just held powerful roles, she has transformed what can be expected from them. The union I speak of is a mighty political force today, thanks in no small part to the efficacy of her organizing and the strategies she devised and implemented. And millions of New Yorkers have seen their wages rise, their lives improve, thanks to the $15 minimum wage hike that she helped to secure. When we are in City Hall, I will turn to Jamila to help us build the coalitions we need to enact durable solutions and secure the political relationships so necessary to follow through on these promises. None of this is abstract. Look where we are today, the Greenpoint branch of the Brooklyn Public Library. It is not simply a library. It is a monument to the power of political organizing. It is funded because of political negotiations. It is full of books because of budgetary decisions. It dispenses resources like career services and youth programming and citizenship classes because those with political power sought to do more with that power. And I cannot wait to see what Jamila can achieve, and I'm grateful to her for rededicating herself to public service. I'm also delighted that Cat DaCosta, to my right, will be joining our administration as the Director of the Office of Appointments. Cat will oversee our talent recruitment efforts and help us build a team as hardworking as the city we're seeking to represent. Raised in Queens, Cat has a deep connection to our city and an extraordinary history of working across both the private sector and city government to build organizations that are streamlined, that are productive, and that are staffed by people who understand and care about the work they were hired to do. Thank you, Cat, for all the work that you have been doing over the course of this transition and all the work that you will do to ensure that the promise of this transition is fulfilled in the work of day-to-day city government. What we want to do, the three of us and the entire team, is to restore faith in our democracy by returning excellence and compassion to public service. That can only happen if we embody that excellence from the very top of this administration. And with today's appointments, that's exactly what New Yorkers will be able to expect. Please join me now in giving a warm welcome to our new Director of Appointments, Cat DaCosta.
Good morning. My name is Cat DaCosta, and I am honored to be joining the Mamdani administration as Director of the Mayor's Office of Appointments. I want to thank the Mayor-elect for the opportunity to help build the team that will deliver a bold affordability agenda. As an immigrant from the Dominican Republic who landed in Corona, Queens on a winter day much like this one, I bring to this work a deep belief in the promise of New York and a commitment to expanding that promise for others. I know how important the affordability agenda is because I have seen it up close. I have felt it. For the first time in my life, I spent the holidays out of state because so many of my family members have had to leave. They simply could not afford to stay. As a mother of two, I can't imagine leaving. I know the constant financial anxiety that childcare is real. I want my daughters to grow up in a city filled with possibility and opportunity. The New York that welcomed my newly immigrated family and shaped who I am. And I know firsthand that Mayor-elect Mamdani will allow me to do just that. It is no surprise that this transformational vision for Affordable City has already inspired a record number of people to step forward and raise their hand to serve. I have spent the last decade working in talent management across governments, nonprofits, and the private sector, and one lesson has been constant. People are policy. People shape culture. People drive outcomes. And people determine whether bold ideas become lived realities. Too often, government fails to attract the very best talent. But New Yorkers deserve excellence, expertise, leadership equal to the scale of the challenges that we face. Delivering for New Yorkers means building a government that is both mission-driven and deeply capable. A government staffed by diverse leaders with the skill and the experience to turn vision into results. They have to reflect the rich diversity of race, faith, geography, language, and ethnicity that defines the city. We have already begun recruiting top talent to join the administration and hit the ground running on January 1st. Jamila is one of those brilliant and bold minds that has raised their hand and stepped forward for this mission. In these past few weeks, I've called expecting hesitation from folks. And instead, I've been surprised to be met with passion and urgency and an overwhelming desire to serve. Many are not coming for title, but for the mission, not for the role, but for the work. And that spirit is exactly what New Yorkers deserve. I cannot wait to continue this important work at City Hall and to help build a government worthy of the people it represents. And now, en español. Buenos días, mi nombre es Cat Alante y es un honor unirme a la administración Mamdani como directora de la Oficina de Nombramientos del Alcalde. Como inmigrante dominicana, sé lo difícil que es para muchas familias seguir viviendo en esta ciudad y lo importante que es que Nueva York sea más asequible. Mi propia familia ha tenido que mudarse por los altos costos y como madre de 2 hijas, quiero tener la posibilidad de criarlas en esta ciudad que amo tanto. Por eso me inspira la visión del alcalde y me siento orgullosa de ayudar a construir un equipo representante de la diversidad y talento de nuestra ciudad, los cuales trabajaron para mejorar la vida de todos los neoyorquinos. Thank you.
It is such a pleasure to be doing this work with you.
It really is.
And now I would like to call up our new Director of Intergovernmental Affairs, Jamila Edwards.
Good morning. My name is Jamila Edwards, and it is my great honor and pleasure to serve in this administration as the next Director of Intergovernmental Affairs. I want to thank Mayor-elect Mamdani for the incredible opportunity, but also for just seeing me. For more than a decade, I have been fighting, organizing, and advocating for working people. And while much of that work has been done behind the scenes, it has always been driven by a commitment to dignity, economic justice, and fairness. I came to know the mayor-elect alongside my DC 37 family, where I first saw firsthand his commitment to making this city affordable for working people is both steadfast and incredibly sincere. The struggles of my DC 37 members, their sacrifices, their resiliency have guided my work and will continue to inspire me. Delivering on the affordability agenda isn't just a policy priority for me, this is my lived work. As a Black woman living in Central Brooklyn, I also can't stress enough how important it is to me to have a seat at the table. Representation matters, and ensuring that voices like mine, with the lived experience of people like me coming from the communities that we come from, are reflected in the decisions that shape our city. New Yorkers have made it loud and clear that the affordability agenda is our mandate. In order to achieve this, it is absolutely necessary that we continue to foster relationships and partner with the City Council, the state legislature, and our partners in federal government. I look forward to working closely with all of them and building on the relationships that we have already started. I want to thank you again, Mayor Mamdani, for seeing me, and I'm bringing you up for questions.
Thank you.
Great. Let's get started. Bobby, go ahead.
Mayor-elect, I guess first of all, when it comes to intergovernmental affairs, what are the big priorities on day one? And also, when it comes to Albany, you obviously have a lot of personal relationships with lawmakers. To what extent are you going to be lobbying directly and be sort of your own intergovernmental affairs head?
I am excited for Jamila to be the director of intergovernmental affairs, and I'm excited to work with her to develop out a plan where we can utilize my relationships and my skills, but also ensure that we build upon them such that they are not the limit of what we can do as a city government. And when you think about the campaign that we ran, which had 3 core policies, 2 of them will require a sustained partnership with Albany in making buses fast and free and delivering universal childcare. And the relationships that we will develop in Albany will be critical to the success. The relationships we will develop at the City Council will be critical to the success of day-to-day ensuring that we are delivering for this city. And also, as Jamila said, the relationships that we will build not only with our congressional delegation, but with Washington, D.C., will also be a core part of ensuring that no longer are we debating which New Yorkers will be priced out, but that we are actually bringing an end to all of it.
Bridget, go ahead.
2 questions. One is an intergov question for both of you. Governor Hochul has several bills still on her desk, including one that would be an amendment to the LLC Transparency Act, which supporters say is important for holding bad landlords accountable and for preventing wage theft. What's your position on that amendment? Do you think she should sign it by Friday, which is when she would need to sign it by? And then I have another question.
I support that amendment, and I support efforts to ensure that there is greater transparency here in New York City.
And then an unrelated question. Your inauguration is coming up quickly. Mayor Eric Adams is leaving office as the 110th mayor.
Or.
My colleague Elizabeth Kim from Gotham and WNYC has done some reporting, talking to historians and archives about some evidence that suggests maybe he's not the 110th and that maybe perhaps you're not the 111th. So what number mayor do you think you will be?
I thought I was going to be the 111th. I think the city's Department of Records tweeted out, in fact, that I will be the 112th. And I am excited to be whichever mayor it is, because I think the most important thing is that we deliver for New Yorkers. And this is an immense opportunity that all of us have been given. And just to bring it back to the 2 incredible women standing alongside me, the team that we are building is one that ensures I wake up every day excited by the opportunity we have, as opposed to anxious for the responsibility that we will have. And that's in testament to the work that they have done and the work that they will do.
So maybe I'll say 112?
I trust that tweet and the city.
All right, Mariano, go ahead.
Mr. Mayor for Univision.
Yeah.
You've spent a lot of time building your team, as you said, to make sure they carry out your agenda. One of the agencies that was very effective throughout these last 4 years with the migrant crisis was the Office of Migrant Affairs, led by Mr. Castro. One, I was wondering if you are keeping that particular agency. I was actually with him yesterday interviewing him, and obviously he looks forward to working with you. And then also, if I could just address a little question in Spanish to Ms. Acosta.
Okay, I'll answer that first, and then I'll let you go through. These are the decisions that we have made thus far. We will be making additional personnel decisions, whether in terms of hires or retention in the days and weeks to come. We will be sure to share all of them with you.
Okay, Gina, go
Ms.
ahead.
Acosta, solamente una pregunta en español.
Sí.
Usted que es hispana, que fue criada aquí, contó su historia. Cuando esté escogiendo los nombramientos, ¿cuáles son las cosas o los factores más importantes que usted cree que van a liderar sus designaciones de personas que se contraten?
Para nosotros es importante que la persona sea un experto en la oficina que va a entrar, que sepa muy bien lo que va a hacer. Para nosotros la cualidad de los candidatos es lo más importante. Aparte de eso, las personas que creen en lo que van a hacer, que creen en la asequibilidad, que creen en nuestra agenda y que van a llegar a esos puestos con esa energía y esa creatividad e innovación para ayudarnos a lograrlo.
Claro que sí.
Gina, go
Muy bien,
I trust that whatever you I'm with you.
You'll have to find out.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mark.
Hey.
Hi, two questions.
Hi, Dana. How's it? Can we, let's do one at a time.
Okay,
Yeah,
first,
but I will do both.
Thank you. Why did you decide to do Director of Intergov and not Deputy Mayor?
There will be announcements for all of these positions. I have to say that a critical part of our work is going to be the building of a coalition. We showed that over the course of the campaign. That work has to continue. And in Jamila's resume and in her experience, it's not just her ability to win with the coalition that she starts with, it's her ability to build a coalition that can actually achieve the goal of that work. And that's going to be critical, whether to the specific examples I gave or just in the larger vision of delivering for New Yorkers.
So you're saying there might be a Deputy Mayor for Intergov as well?
Oh, not for Intergov, no.
Okay, okay.
Sorry, I misunderstood your question. I thought, anyway.
That's fine. And my other question is, do you have a take on these housing bills that would legislate minimum affordability and number of bedrooms per unit? And to what degree are you and Jamila lobbying or planning to lobby the council on these so that, they don't hamper your agenda?
Well, I can say that, I'll give Jamila at least one day before asking her to jump in. My focus at large is on building as much housing as possible across the city, and I will stay in conversation with the council on these pieces of legislation as well as others.
Do you think that they will hamper your agenda if they pass?
I think we have to make sure that this is a city that New Yorkers are not priced out of, and ensuring that the housing that's built is affordable is key to that.
All right, Henry, go ahead.
Hi, Mayor-elect. How you doing, sir?
Hey, how's it
I'm
going?
wondering, I know you're busy, and I know you tweeted about it. Did you catch any of the Knicks game yourself or just heard about it? Do you think there will be a parade in June? And then on a more serious note, if you don't mind, you're a little bit behind pace-wise if you compare your transition to Mayor Adams 4 years ago. We had a number of deputy mayors at this point, other top leaders. There's some tactile positions like sanitation, DOB that New Yorkers interact with that still have not been appointed by you. How would you assess your speed? Do you think you need to speed up?
I was not able to catch the game last night, but I was incredibly excited to see the results, and I'm hopeful, as every New Yorker is hopeful every year that this is the year that there will be a banner in June. Yes. Well, I don't know. That's to me that's New Jersey, but I'm gonna have to clean that up tomorrow. All right, sorry.
Do you want to clean that up?
I want to be honest. I'm a Knicks fan. And I feel confident about the team that we're putting together, and also confident in the knowledge that these are not the sole announcements that we're making this week, and that we are now going to be building out a team that New Yorkers will see being the ones who will help to make the decisions that will shape their lives and their ability to afford to live in the city.
So you're fine by day one to be running the, I mean, that's
Yes.
the bottom line,
Yes.
right? Fine, day one.
I
running the
was
city.
thinking about it in days, but last night I met with a number of taxi workers, and a driver came up to me and he said, "You have 360 hours remaining."
That's
So
intense.
I'm now thinking of it in terms of hours as well.
All right, tell them about
Señor Alcalde, Mr. Mayor, good morning.
Morning.
I want to talk about migrants again, and it's just, yesterday, the Mayor Adams highlighted one of the accomplishments with 230,000 migrants, helping them over here. How are you gonna continue that help for these people who right now feel like they are going nowhere?
Could you say that one?
Yes, we would like to know if you're gonna continue the mission with taking care with the migrants, 230,000 that the Mayor Adams said that he did a really great job yesterday. His balance was like highlighting that he did a great job. How are you gonna continue that, or what are you going to do different with those group of migrants?
We are going to continue to take care of every single person that calls the city home. We're going to ensure that we deliver excellent city services across the city. And we're also going to ensure that we are holding ourselves accountable to that commitment. And that's something that is a large part of the team that we're putting together. We're preparing for that which we already know of, and a team that can handle that which we cannot even predict.
All right, Jacob?
How's it going, Jacob?
Questions, if I may.
Let's do, yeah.
I
Thank you.
already
Thank you, brother.
practiced. You mentioned in your statement after the Bondi Beach attack, and also in previous remarks that you made that you will not only protect Jewish neighborhoods but also celebrate. I'm just curious if, not only in the wake of the attack, but also celebrating those moments, are you planning to attend some event with Jewish New Yorkers on Hanukkah?
You know, I'm already thankful to have spent some time with a few Jewish New Yorkers to celebrate Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah, and I look forward to additional opportunities to do so, because I think, as you said, our threshold cannot just be that of protection and of safety. There also has to be the importance of celebration and a true feeling of belonging, and that's something that I intend to fulfill for Jewish New Yorkers and for every New Yorker. And you have a second question.
Yes, I asked you already about it, but there was renewed criticism about past statements that you have made, refusing to condemn the slogan Lola Intifada, refusing to recognize Israel specifically as a Jewish state. Mayor Adams mentioned that at his Hanukkah celebration. I'm just curious whether how you feel about that renewed criticism and what you are doing about it, including responding to one of the Jewish rabbis that you met last week.
I continue to discourage the use of that phrase, a phrase that I do not use myself, and I continue to focus on the work at hand of keeping Jewish New Yorkers safe in the city. The other day, I met a Jewish New Yorker who had members of his own family killed in the horrific anti-Semitic act of terror in Australia, and he shared with me the moments where he found out, and the pain and the sorrow that he lives with, and the tears that he was coming to almost at a minute-by-minute basis of sharing this with me. And this is not an abstract fear. There are many New Yorkers who are intimately connected to those who were killed, and many who feel that fear themselves each and every day. And my job is to ensure that we deliver a city that is safe and a city where they belong. And I have been in constant communication with Commissioner Tisch to ensure that we are doing so not only in the daily actions that are taken, but also in the medium and the long term. Thank you.
Thanks, Mayor-elect. I've got a story question for you.
Oh, please.
A Queens judge recently ordered the DOT to rip out a half-done bike lane on 31st Street. You personally said you felt unsafe riding there.
Yes.
Are you going to appeal this judgment, or what do you make of this? A judge ordering the bike lane to come out.
I think it's very disappointing, frankly. Whenever I had a choice, I would not bike on 31st Street because of a fear for my own safety. And it's not because of a lack of space, but it's because of a lack of protection for cyclists. And I think that we all know in this city that paint is not, in fact, protection. And it is critically important to ensure that whatever method of travel a New Yorker uses, whether they are walking, biking, using public transit, or driving, that they be safe doing so. And my DOT is going to be one that looks to deliver on that directive.
Are you going to appeal the judgment? Are you going to appeal the judgment? The city is currently not appealing yet.
Yes.
All right, MJ?
Yes, good morning, sir.
Morning, sir. How are you?
Well, thank you. The Independent Budget Office and the City Comptroller, I'm sure you're familiar with this, they're projecting huge deficits in the coming years. Maybe over $2 billion, maybe $13 billion by 2029. Made big promises in the campaign. You've doubled down on them since. I'm wondering how you can hope to achieve the affordability agenda when you've got these huge deficits just coming into office already.
We have to take these estimates very seriously, and we have to plan for every possible fiscal reality. And I'm looking forward to having a budget process that is honest, as opposed to one that is more characterized as if it is a game. You know, we are here in a library where for so long these very workers have had to advocate for their very existence, as opposed to advocate for the services that they would like to provide in addition to the ones they already do. And it is critically important in our politics that we not only protect New Yorkers from cuts that are being proposed, whether at the federal level or here with the prospect of these kinds of deficits, but also have a vision that goes beyond what we have today. And doing these two things in tandem, it is going to be difficult, but it is necessary. And frankly, it is part of why we need such a skilled team in the work of intergovernmental affairs, because it will require the not only sustaining of political will that we have, but also the expansion of the coalition that we have built.
You're not going to have to backtrack on those promises.
I do not intend to.
All right, Kate, go ahead.
I guess a follow-up, even within, even maybe in spite of these projected deficits, we're in a library right now will you commit as mayor to the 0.5% permanent increase to all 3 library systems at the start of your budget without doing the usual budget dance?
Will I commit at the start of the budget?
Yeah, I mean, to avoid the usual budget dance, which you alluded to, and even in spite of projected budget deficits.
We're not going to be doing a dance around things that are critically important to New Yorkers. If there is something that we believe in, we will make that clear in our own preliminary, and we will be making announcements soon on our approach to the budget at large.
So you can't commit to the, I know it was a campaign promise, but 0.5% to all 3 libraries.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 more, Melissa.
Thank you. 2, I'll do them.
Okay, just to follow up for a moment. So while, Jewish New Yorkers tend to view Mayor Eric Adams as having been a big supporter and, having kept them safe, but many of the things that made them feel unsafe and some of the rise in anti-Semitism actually happened under his tenure. I've never heard you sort of make that point over the course of many questions on the subject throughout the campaign. But I do wonder, is there anything that you think you would do differently from him that would address some of those specific things, targeted protests, language that they feel crosses the line? It's hard, obviously, free speech, but what would you do differently in that area?
I think I would ensure that I am having meetings with Jewish leaders across both the political and the geographic spectrum. I think too often in politics there's a temptation to only meet with those you already agree with. And that's where you will in fact find so many of the ideas that are necessary. And what has been made clear to me time and time again from a number of Jewish leaders, from a number of rabbis I've sat with, is yes, they have concerns and thoughts and hopes and fears of what it means for their congregants as Jewish New Yorkers, and also that their concerns extend beyond just those that they face innately as Jewish New Yorkers. I was in a meeting with rabbis the other day where the importance of child welfare was being underlined, the importance of immigration advocacy was being underlined. I think, Jacob, you might have been the one who had shared this poll over the course of the campaign that showed of the top concerns of Jewish New Yorkers, the first 3 were variations of affordability, and number 4 was discrimination, and the importance of addressing all of these things together. I think the hallmark of my administration is that we will continue to listen to people who call this city home, no matter their politics, no matter where it is, and to ensure that if they cannot see themselves in my policies or myself, that they will still see themselves in our focus.
Okay, and the other one, just really quick, is that are there any agencies that you're willing to name where you feel like the leadership currently is stable enough that maybe you don't have to make a change before you take over? For instance, I hear people talking about sanitation with the possibility of, we know how a snowstorm can impact the perception of a mayor. So, God forbid, big snowstorm, January 2nd, is it like, do you want to leave things alone and not rock the boat, or are you thinking that you need to put your own person in there?
We will be making announcements both on hiring but also on retention decisions in the next few days and weeks.
All right, last question, Nick, go ahead.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Doing well.
Question for Jamila, but Mayor, welcome to chime in. Specifically on the tax aspect of the agenda, increasing taxes on wealthy people and corporations.
Yep.
It seems as though Governor Hochul has shifted her stance at least a little bit on the corporate tax. Have you had any meeting? I'm not sure how long you've been unofficially in this role.
It's been about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any sense then, just from her public statements, what do you read into the sort of landscape on
No.
taxes?
I don't have a read on that yet, and I have not sat down to talk with her people, but I think that the conversations will be fruitful. There's a lot of commonalities in some of the goals that Kathy, the governor, has for the upcoming year, and I think that so much as we can capitalize on those moments where we have the shared moments of policy that we want to achieve, that we are in good shape to make a good promise on the affordability agenda that we've set forth.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you so much. We did 15 minutes, Gloria.
This question about pacing of appointments, because I do think it's important, especially in the context of criticism that we've heard from so many, that you heard from so many during the campaign, that there was this lack of experience and that would result in all of these problems when you take office. So can you commit to having some of those high-profile appointments and hires done before you take the oath of
We'll do one question. And the answer is yes.
Before you take the oath,
Yes.
you'll have more appointments.
We're going to be announcing the two of them in different positions every day for 2 weeks. No, we will have additional announcements to make.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
That's all we have time for. Thank you. We did
Thank you,
15
guys.
minutes though. Come on. Thank you.